Hello friends, I am sat in front of not one, not two, but 3 gigantic boxes of books, and I have no idea what's in any of these, and I'm very excited to open them with you. We're doing a mystery book haul. These are all of my books from my parents' house, from my childhood home. So these are books that I saved because I really liked them from childhood, but I wasn't able to go back and pack these up myself. So I actually have no idea what's in here because my sweet parents packed it up for me. The dog is very interested in smelling what's in these boxes. I don't know what books are in here. Let's find out together. First box. Okay, the first thing that I see are the complete tales of Winnie the Pooh, which is very cute because I just got the complete Frog and Toad set, and Dan and I have been reading it and really enjoying it. This is such a gorgeous illustrated copy. I love this so much. The Encyclopedia of Symbols for when you need to analyze your dreams. I had a couple of dreams that came true, and my mom got me this book because she thought I was psychic. The Encyclopedia of Dogs. My friend had the Encyclopedia of Cats, and we loved these things so much. I remember just reading things that I should not have been reading and being really shocked by what female dogs were called while reading this book. This is one of my favorite books that I own. My grandmother got me this when I was a young girl. I really loved horses, and she got me this stunning edition of Black Beauty. I wrote my name in here and my phone number in case anybody found the book. That's so sweet. I remember just staying up way too late reading that book. Ooh, this book was so gross that I never finished it. I remember my 7th grade teacher talking about how gross this book was. It says it's a cross between Mary Shelley and Stephen King. I think that's pretty accurate. It's like YA horror, and I remember being so disgusting. I still think about just the descriptions of skin sloughing off, and I don't know, I'm fighting the sun here today. I'm sorry, you guys. We have a Hunger Games book, very exciting. Oh, I remember these. Do I have all of them here? Okay, hang on. There's more Hunger Games in here. I have the other 2 as well. Okay, these ones, this book is not good for you. I remember getting the subsequent ones out of the library at school. I just love cheeky things. Oh, this is the 3rd one. Okay. A Recipe for Disaster. Ingredients: 1 evil chef, 2 kidnappings, 3 desperate kids, 6 man-eating lions, 100 chocolate-producing monkeys, and 1 big secret. Does that not just sound like a really fun children's book? Oh, Seeing Red. I remember reading these as audiobooks on family road trips. They are, ooh, this one got some water damage, but they are Through the Looking Glass type situations, so it's Alice in Wonderland inspired. They were fun. I remember reading them in the car. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Okay, it's The Secret Garden, and it's got a sticker on it, and it was on clearance for $1 whole. I remember really loving this as a kid, and I think it might be fun to revisit. Oh my gosh, my planner from 2020. That's horrifying. What a time. Aha! Okay, here is my little box set of the Chronicles of Narnia. I remember these were in our guest room, sewing room, craft room, and my parents would, especially my mother, would read us a book every night. We would crawl into the guest bed together and we would read books. We read the Harry Potter books, and then we read these, and then when we were younger, we read little children's books. And I'm hoping some of them are in these boxes. Oh, these are so cool. I want to give these to a child so badly. Maybe I'll save them for future ankle biters that I have, but they are the ology books. So this is Monsterology, there's Piratology, and then there's Dragonology, and they are so interactive and cool. It takes you through all the things, and there's this is actual, it's not actual unicorn hair obviously, but it's a little thread that's in there, and it's got just interactive things. I remember loving these as a child. My brother and I would just go through them all the time. And just like that, we've completed the first box. So let me grab the second one. Oh, this is looking like it's stuff I had to read for school. Okay, we have 2 things that I had to read in high school. Things Fall Apart and The House on Mango Street. I enjoyed both of these. I loved these little books when I was a child. The Lucy books. She was just this mischievous little beagle, and I loved them. I'm so excited that I have those still. The Tale of Despero. This is the only book that's allowed to have deckled edges. I hate deckled edges because they are so hard to turn the pages. But in this one, the mice eat books, and they're allowed to have deckled edges because it's the mouse nibbled on the books. And that's the only book in which I will accept deckled edges. That book, in fact, must have deckled edges. The rest of them, no thank you. Okay, this book I did unintentionally steal from the library. This is The Hot Zone, and it's about the Ebola virus. If you're interested in reading a nonfiction pandemic book, this is fantastic. It is very gross though. I read this in 7th grade because our teacher was talking to us about Ebola. I don't know why we got so in depth about Ebola, but anyways, I checked this out from the library and then promptly lost it, paid for it, and then found it again. And now I have it. Okay, here's another one from that series. If you're reading this, it's too late. Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I was buddy reading this with my friend Thomas, and I don't remember if I ever finished it. I think I did. We were gonna watch the movie together, but we never did. Okay, these I think maybe were my absolute favorite books as a child, The Mysterious Benedict Society. This recently got made into a show on Disney Plus, and I watched a couple of episodes of it. I just remember this being such a fun thing to read in school because I was in the like gifted and talented program, and this is about like gifted children who join this Mysterious Benedict Society and go on adventures, and it is so freaking exciting and fun, and I just loved these. I'm really happy to have them in my library. I want to lend them out to more children. Spanish-English Dictionary, classic. More Spanish-English dictionaries. I took Spanish in high school. Matilda and the City of Ember. I remember doing like tons of school projects about the City of Ember. That twist really got me. Okay, more books I had to read for school. Maniac McGee. I do not remember owning these editions of The Golden Compass. I remember reading these, but I think maybe I read them from the library and then found it at a thrift shop or something and wanted to own it. But I loved these books. I read all 3 of them, and I really greatly enjoyed the TV show that came out. Oh, these are cool. You guys will like these. Okay, so these are, I got these from one of my English family members, and it's just like these hijinks about ponies, and they have cute little pictures. Just stupid things. The method of mounting is not important as long as it is safe. Loved these. Okay, I have just a bunch of dictionaries, I guess. Ah, here it is. This is the 3rd one of the Mysterious Benedict Society. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I have not read yet. I'm really happy that that made it here. A Wrinkle in Time, I remember watching the movie and being really freaked out by that. Fahrenheit 451, one of my favorite things that I ever read in class. I think I read this in like 7th grade. I'm curious to know, like, if you've also read any of these in class, what grade you read them in. Because I don't know why I thought in my head that it was like, I don't know, standard that people read things in certain grades, but I feel like people read them much older than I read them or much younger for different books, and I thought that was interesting. This is The Killer Inside Me, which I have read. It's a really good thriller. I haven't read anything else by this author, but I did enjoy this one. Oh, this is The Return. These are from a list that my professor gave me my freshman year in college of books that we had like asked him for book recommendations because it was like a great books class, and he gave us a whole list of books, and a lot of these I take it every time I go to a used bookstore, and I'll just collect anything that's on that list and keep it for when I want to read it. This is Despicable Me in French, I believe. Don't ask me how I got that, but I do have it. The White Boy Shuffle I read in my freshman year of college and really liked, and I just bought, I think, Tough by the same author. Very excited to pick that up one day. Shirley Jackson's one of my favorite authors, and this is her collection of short stories. The Da Vinci Code, I remember reading these on a family vacation. I think the first one I borrowed it from my dad, and then I just could not help myself, and I tore through it in like a couple of days. We were on vacation for 2 weeks, and I remember just like going to the hotel bookstore and being so excited when they had the second book in the series. The Capsule Wardrobe, 1,000 Outfits from 30 Pieces. I think my mom got me this for like a birthday or something when I was thinking about a capsule wardrobe. I don't think a capsule wardrobe will ever work for me, but I have a cute little coffee table book about it. Gone Girl, I've never read, but I did read Sharp Objects and hated it. So if you read both, let me know. Should I read Gone Girl, even if I know the twist? The Weston Game, I don't think I read, but I remember my brother really loving this. Oh, an old journal. I bet there's some angsty stuff in here. Oh, this was my art journal. This is a blast from the past. I used to hide words. So this is dark and this is light, and do like, I don't know, this is what I doodled while I was in high school. Some of them are pretty, angsty. I had a fun time being An angsty little teen. Ooh, treason. Oh, this is a nice one. This one was love. Cute. Wow, what a blast from the past. Plato's Symposium. I had to read for school in freshman year of college, I think. Don DeLillo was an author that was on that list. My professor gave me a lot. And I think the only book I've actually read from him is Point Omega, and I did like it. This is How to Make a Spaceship. I've never read this, but it came to us through my high school's robotics team that I was on. I don't really have any much else to say for that. We used to do like VIP tours for people at the competitions, and I met some pretty cool people, including, I believe, the author of that book, and Will.i.am was there for some reason. I'll leave my little selfie here. The Upstarts, this is a good book on startups if you're interested in reading about them. Thomas Pynchon, Gravity's Rainbow. I feel like the booktube men really love this one, but I don't know if it's gonna work for me. It's another thing that was on that list. I hated in school where they had all these stickers on things. Like, this is a really lovely book. This is passing. And I really want to reread this because I have the Vanishing Half and I want to read them like together. I think it might be fun to read like with my mom for a little book club or something. More things for school, The Epic of Gilgamesh, and I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that. I think I bought these for a class that I ended up dropping. No Country for Old Men. I have a ton of Cormac McCarthy that I haven't read. I read The Road and loved it, and then never picked up any of his other stuff. But a bartender told Dan and I that Blood Meridian was really good and horrific, so tall praise. Sophocles, more plays. This is a short story collection by Angela Carter called The Bloody Chamber. And look, here's more Shirley Jackson stories. Short story collections. I love a short story collection. I haven't read one in a while. Maybe I should revisit some of those. I remember distinctly finishing this book. I think I was in like 4th grade. This is how young I was. I was having a sleepover with my dog. Like my family's childhood dog. She used to sleep in the laundry room. I had like a sleeping bag on the floor because I wanted to have a sleepover with the dog, and I finished reading this and I remember just sobbing when I finished reading that. Card games. V for Vendetta graphic novel. This is a really cool graphic novel. I love V for Vendetta. It was like a whole thing with our robotics team. There was some lore about it. We used to watch it every 5th of November. And this is actually such a cool book. This is Making Faces. My mother gave this to me. She used to be an esthetician, and it's like how to do your makeup, but I just love looking at the pictures. And they have, let me see if I can find them, different archetypes. So this is the starlet, or the sophisticate, or the temptress, and like how you should do your makeup. It's from the 90s and I love it. And that is box 2, which means, okay. Which means we're on to the 3rd box. These are so incredibly heavy, and this is the one that has all the Harry Potter books. I think some of these might be 1st edition, but I think my box is upside down. I think the Harry Potter stuff is gonna be at the end now because the box was packed upside down. Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. I remember just really loving Shel Silverstein growing up. I'm really excited to like read these to some children one day. Ooh, This Fleeting World, I think I had to read for a class in high school, like a human geography class. Obama, more Obama. I remember when Obama was elected, I think I was young enough that I went to sleep before all the votes were counted, and I didn't want to go to sleep because I felt like it was like such a historic moment. My mom told me that she would like write on a post-it note if he had won or not, and she like came back into my room and wrote a post-it note. So I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh. I was really excited about it. So I guess I collected some Obama merchandise. Stephen Hawking, A Briefer History of Time. This is like the condensed version of his famous book, A Brief History of Time. Ooh, these are cool. Okay, so this is Killjoys. This is a comic by Gerard Way, who was the singer of My Chemical Romance, which I was obsessed with in high school. When I went through my little emo phase. What is this? Oh my goodness. I think these are persuasive essays by a bunch of students in my class. I'm so interested to go back and read mine and read my friends. Ooh. Oh, this is something I found in a little free library. Have you guys read this, The Whisper Man? I have not, and it looked intriguing. The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat and Other Clinical Tales. I was a neuroscience major for about a year and a half and really thought that that's what I was gonna do, and I still love reading scientific studies and psychology stuff, and that's what these are. Oh, okay, Sickened. This is like a Munchausen's by proxy book that I read, I think in school. When Breath Becomes Air is a very interesting book about this, I think he's like a neurosurgeon who is dying of brain cancer, and he like really understands exactly what's happening. It's a pretty heart-wrenching book, but very informative. Persuasion by Jane Austen. I also found this in a little free library. More psychology experiments. The Invention of Hugo Cabret. This book, stunning. I remember picking this up in the library of school, and I think I like begged my parents to get me it for Christmas because the illustrations in here are just incredible. I love these I don't know if they're charcoal or pencil, but I love these illustrations so much. The Skeleton Cupboard, The Making of a Clinical Psychologist. This is what made me want to go into neuroscience and clinical psychology. David and Goliath by Malcolm Gladwell. I feel like once you've read one Malcolm Gladwell, you've kind of read them all. The Odyssey, I read in school. The Tipping Point. I think this is the one that I actually read. I read one of these and then I picked up the other one because I liked it so much, and then I was like, oh, these are all kind of the same. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Okay, and now these are the Harry Potter books. I am actually kind of shocked that my mother gave these to me because these are her books. These are not my books. These are my mother's books. She used to read these to us when we were kids, and I think we got up through like maybe the first or second book when she was reading them to us, and then I read all the way up until the fourth book, but I was quite young and the fourth book scared me a lot, and I stopped reading them at that point. But I do remember going to like the midnight release of the last book with her. That was a memory that I remember very fondly. So I've got the box set of the first 4, and then I think these are the first edition copies of the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Very cool to have. I really wish that J.K. Rowling wasn't a bigot because these books are so important to so many people, and it's how so many people got into reading, and I'm so disappointed in her as a human. Okay, I also have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and I also have The Tales of Beetle the Bard. I remember getting these with my mom. I think we got this for her for Christmas or something. And that concludes our mystery book haul. I would love to hear if you've read any of these, if you read any of these growing up, if you have any favorites that are in this stack, or also let me know in the comments what your favorite childhood books are. I think my parents still have all of the like children's like picture books back at their house, and I specifically want The Napping House and Make Way for Ducklings. Those were like some of our favorite books as kids, and I remember going to Barnes & Noble with my friend and we just walked through the children's book section because I was looking for something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was Frog and Toad. That's what I was looking for. Sitting there like in tears because of how warm and comforted I felt being amongst all those books that I hadn't seen or paged through since I was a young child. So I hope this gave you maybe a tiny little piece of that warm, fuzzy nostalgia. I would love to hear what your favorite books were growing up that you read in school. And if you want me to revisit any of these, some of these I haven't read, but most of them I have. If you want me to revisit any of them, let me know in the comments and I would love to do that for you. Now I just need to figure out how to get all of these onto my bookshelf. So maybe we'll do a bookshelf organization video later on this week. So stay tuned for that. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.